make sure it's kosher. Lean on me like Bill Withers until you smell the roses.
What's happening, fam? L.A.R. movement still moving. Subscriber diatribe. You see the thumbnail, man. CBDC versus government spending. Come here, playboy. Come here, playboy. Let me talk to you about this here government spending, playboy. So the CBDC, digital currency, basically, let's just use it in Bitcoin terms, but they want to have that go out for the United States in what? Is it this month or next month? I forget which one. But you have a couple of governors, I believe, in Texas and Florida, like, no, this is not a good idea. And they want to push back at it, And here's the thing. They don't want private, they want people's finances to be private, which I can understand, right? Even though the government knows technically a lot of people's finances because taxes come around, right? But you're not supposed to know what's in people's bank accounts. That's a little extra. But I don't agree with the government having access to people's private banking accounts, their personal bank accounts. But here's the thing I do agree with. That CBDC needs to be for government spending for sure. And I'm going to tell you why. Don't let politicians say, oh, you're going to get into the private people. The average American should not have the government in their finances. And people go, yeah. And then they slip out the back door with the other part. So, a lot of these politicians have made a lot of money skimming off the top and in the middle or at the bottom of all these government budgets that have been put out over the years. All from your senators, your secretaries of state, all that. From the top down. Let's just say from presidents to councilmen. Let's just go all the way there. From the federal to state level. You've seen, a bunch of people in politics just get rich. And you're like, how? Because they can insider trade. They get information from these companies and then invest. But here's the other thing. Their spending needs to be overseen because of how the country is so far in debt. See, they have these budgets where people have millions and billions of dollars doled out. And then to all these states, even colleges, you know what I'm saying? All these government programs. But guess what happens? The constituents, the people in these communities rarely see this money. So there definitely needs to be a system that can track the money that the government is sending for the citizens of the United States of America. Because how many times have we seen, people say they've gotten funds, and it's like, well, nobody sees where you use the funds for the improvements. Or you've seen people say they didn't get the funds, but somebody else winds up living high off the hog, right? You remember they used to talk about I was about to say pork, but trimming the fat, draining the swamp. A lot of that has to do with a lot of these people who became millionaires and multi-millionaires doing nothing but leveraging their positions in the government to get paid. So absolutely, that needs to happen. Absolutely. I bet you the country wouldn't be so far in debt. If you go, okay, we spent $4 billion on this and now, an automated system, an algorithm, an artificial intelligence, however you want to call it, a government spreadsheet of spending, because see, the government put this money out for government use, and how did it wind up in this person's business on a project that had nothing to do with the spending the money was allocated for? And how did this person's business, who happens to be in the government, they wind up with the money and did nothing but funneled it into their personal account? This happens far too often. And now because a lot of these politicians don't want to say, well, I don't know, it doesn't matter where I get my money from. Campaign funds. If you're campaigning to be in the government and people have donated to your campaign, and all of a sudden, we have to have marketing, we have to have a team, we have to have strategy. That's nice. Okay, we need to have, you over here panhandling and crowdfunding. Everybody needs to know if the money's being put to use. Because to have the average American and the Americans are struggling while you guys are sitting or living high off the hog off of Americans' tax dollars, it's not a good, it's a no. It's a no-go. Definitely needs to be, CBDC versus government spending. That digital bank needs to show, okay, you know how many people in the government get pinged, for their red flag financial choices? Do you really think about that? Like, man, yeah, it doesn't make sense. These little trips they taking, these vacations, these homes they buying. I know they want to throw Clarence Thomas under the bus because he got money from somebody else. All of this will go in a certain direction. Now all these political funds raised by PACs and everything, that'll be in the government pot. Like, okay, this is the government, it's just your PAC, it's dealing with the government, Where is it going? See, the politicians don't want to do that. Oh, wait a minute. You can't tell me what to do with my money. It ain't your money. It's your constituents' money, actually. That's what it is. You got an office to work for your constituents. So the money you generate for your constituents should be used for your constituents, not for your personal use. Oh, I was going to dinner and I flew to Dubai and I had to go to the strip club. Oh, I went to the golf course. To do business for my constituents. I had to order the most expensive bourbons and whiskeys and champagnes to act like I knew the part. The Rolex was for my constituents. Oh, that's gonna get cut out. All of it. So yeah, definitely. CBDC needs to, have government spending on it in its protocol. Let's see how we'll be surprised how much the government have been playing games, or the people in government have been playing games for decades. So I'm done. Tell me what you think. Like, share, subscribe, or die trying. Catch y'all on the next one. Peace.